assist the members against a specified type of loss or damage. This is the exact same model we practice here in Noor Takaful Insurance Limited. As our slogan reads, your win-win insurance. You can either benefit from a claim or from surplus when you don't make a claim. Ever since the commencement of our company, we have consistently distributed surplus every year for participants who did not make a claim. So, whenever you have an insurance need, your best option is Noor Takaful Insurance Limited. You can reach us via our customer care line 080-9872-1000 or send
a very good morning to you all, and I'd like to welcome you to this event on behalf of Noor Takaful Insurance, your win-win insurance. I'd like to welcome you especially to the surplus distribution event for this year. And for those of us who are regular faces here, especially last year, he was a doctor, and today he is a full professor, and we can't wait for him to be a professor emeritus, Professor Yusuf. Congratulations. You know, I told you last year, by the time you come here this year, you'll be a professor. And for saying that and it came to pass, you have to pay me a fine of $1 million. So before you leave, can we please give ourselves a round of applause? I saw Pastor Poju the other time. Where is he? He's somewhere in the hall. Pastor Poju. Hey, can you please say hello to Pastor Poju, everyone? Thank you. It's nice to have you around. You know why? It's very important and symbolic that last year we had, I don't want to mention it because I remember what he did last year. Before I go on, I hope you didn't attend the King's College Lagos. Thank God. They turned this event to King's College events last year. So we don't want, SLS was here. So Pastor Gale was here. Aminu, almost all of them. So we don't want to do old school here. This is Noor Takaful surplus event. So thank you very much, everyone, for coming. While we're expecting some of our guests, we'd like to start so that we don't keep you that have been here early. And we're actually supposed to have breakfast, but they are almost set with that. We'll go on with the proceedings, and we'll take 5 minutes to step out and grab something, then we'll continue with the program. Before I go on, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Bolaji Abimbola. That is the beautiful name my parents gave me. In full, Bolaji Zainul Abidin Abimbola. You're not going to clap for me? Thank you. So we start the program by honoring our nation. I'd like to call on each and every one of us to please rise on our feet as we recite the national anthem. Are you ready? Sound. God bless our nation, Nigeria, and God bless each and every one of us. So, we know that as a culture for this company, when we have any event, we usually start with prayers. So we're going to have opening prayer, but with a difference this year. We're going to be having 2 opening prayers. Because Aminu told me yesterday that what Takaful is essentially about is about equity. So we know that we have both Muslims and Christians alike in this hall this morning. And we're going to be having both Islam opening prayer and that of the Christian faith opening prayer. So I'd like to call on Prof. Tajuddin Yusuf to lead us in the Islamic opening prayer. You want to come over here, please? Thank you.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. We seek refuge in the Almighty Allah from the evils and machinations surplus distribution event in the name of Almighty Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, the Master of the Day of Judgment. He alone we worship, and His assistance we seek. May He continue to keep us on the right path. We thank Almighty Allah for Noor Takaful, for all the achievements and for all the contributions this organization has been making to the insurance industry specifically and to the Nigerian economy generally. May Allah continue to strengthen the management, the board of directors, the staff, the employees, and the participants who have been patronizing this organization. May this organization continue to work stronger and stronger. May it continue to lead the way in the Takaful subsector so that very soon the Takaful will become the conventional, inshallah. We pray that this will be, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Thank you. So to lead us in the Christian prayer, I'd like to invite most respectively Pastor Poju Oyemade, Senior Pastor, Covenant Nation. Were you expecting that I was going to call somebody else? It's not going to happen.
Amen. Father, we thank you for this gathering this morning. Thank you for this organization. Thank you for the contribution they're making into the lives of people and into this nation. I ask in the name of Jesus, as we go in this meeting, everything will be done decently and in order, and your wisdom will be made manifest, and your name will be glorified. In Jesus' name.
Can we have a louder amen, please? Thank you very much. It's just a pity that even some of the members of the church who are here, like my CEO, Toby, refused to say amen. I would point him out to you so that when you get to church, you punish him. All right, so I think before we go into key introductions, can I just take the permission of the chairman? And can we go for breakfast now? Biola, is breakfast set? 1 minute. Okay. So while we wait to know if we can go for breakfast, I'd like to quickly introduce the key dignitaries in our midst this morning. I want to take the fact that I've introduced Pastor Boju, or should I introduce him again? Okay, and Professor Tajuddin Yusuf as well. So I'd like to move to the chairman, Noor Takaful, Mr. Mukhtar Bakari. Please stand up for recognition, and please give him a round of applause. We also have this morning in our midst, we have the pleasure of welcoming Mrs. Abimbola Tiamiyu, Director General, Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria. If you are in our midst, can you please stand up for recognition? Thank you. Also, we have in our midst this morning, I wouldn't know if she's here, the Director General, Nigerian Insurance Association, Mrs. Yetunde Ilori. Mrs. Yetunde, not here? Okay, we're still expecting her. And my friend and brother just walked in, one of the people who I'm supposed to introduce, the MD, Managing Director of Sterling Bank, Mr. Abubakar Suleiman. You're most welcome, Suleiman. This morning we also have in our midst, I don't know if Mrs. Ajara is here already, Mrs. Ajara Adeola, the Managing Director, CEO, Lotus Capital Limited. Can you please recognize her in absentia? I'm sure she will just join us as we go on. We have Mr. Thomas Olorundare Sunday, Commissioner for Insurance, CEO, NICOM. Can you please stand up for recognition? Not yet here, right. And definitely, last but not the least, is Mr. Aminu Tuko, Vice Chairman, Noor Takaful. Thank you very much. Bella, can you confirm we can proceed for breakfast? So, on this note, I'd like to please ask that we proceed for breakfast. So we'll do it table by table, just from this table, please. Let's go and grab something. Then we'll come back quickly and we'll continue with the program. Thank you very much. Can I have your ushers, please? Two tables at the same time. This table and this.
Did you know that some insurance policies are compulsory by law in Nigeria where required? Take note of the following insurance policies. Number 1. Third-party motor insurance. This insurance policy requires that the motor owner covers against liabilities including bodily injuries, property damage, death, and any third-party incidences. This includes motorcycles, commercial and private vehicles. Number 2. Employer's liability insurance. This act requires that every employer makes a minimum monthly contribution of 1% of total monthly payment of employees. This fund would be used to compensate the employee or beneficiaries in case of injury, disease, disability, or death arising from work. Number 3. Group life insurance. It is mandatory for every employer with more than 5 staff to purchase a life insurance policy in order to cover all of their staff against any unforeseen incidents. Number 4. Healthcare professional indemnity insurance. That's a mouthful. The law mandates all medical institutions to purchase this insurance. This policy compensates patients or beneficiaries in case of incidences arising from the medical professional's negligence. Number 5. Occupiers liability insurance. This insurance makes it compulsory for all public buildings to be insured in case of a loss. This includes damage to property, bodily injury, or death that may be caused by some certain insured perils. Number 6. Builders liability insurance. This is similar to occupiers liability insurance. However, they differ because it applies to contractors and owners of the building. The builder driving around town peacefully with your partner could be one of the best moments you could ever have until...
Hey babe, can you remember the trip we spoke about? So I and my friends are planning the end of the month to go to Dubai.
Something unfortunate happened. But not to worry, all you need to do is call your insurance company and let them know.
Hi, good morning. This is Noor Takaful Insurance Limited. How may we be of help today?
Hi, my name is Amir. I just got involved in an accident. I have a comprehensive motor policy with your company. Please, what do I do?
We're sorry to hear about that. Please take a clear picture of the accidented part of the vehicle and please send it to us, and also a detailed incident report, and we'll take it up from there.
Thank you. I'll do that right away.
Carry out all the procedures and steps requested by an insurance company, and you will get reimbursed back to the position you were prior to the incident as soon as possible. Noor Takaful, your win-win insurance.
Did you know that it is possible for you to get something back from your insurance company when you don't make a claim during the insurance policy period? Yes, in the Takaful insurance model, it is possible. Takaful is derived from an Arabic word that translates to shared responsibility or mutual undertaking. In Takaful insurance, the participants contribute a sum of money as a donation known as tabarru into a common fund, which will be used to mutually assist the members against a specified type of loss or damage. This is the exact same model we practice here in Noor Takaful Insurance Limited. As our Whenever you have an insurance need, your best option is Noor Takaful Insurance Limited. You can reach us via our customer care line 080-9872-1000 or send an email to help@noortakaful.ng or via our social media platforms at noortakafulng. We can't wait to hear from you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Harris, and today I just wanted to answer a question that has been coming up so often lately. What is insurance? So, stick around as I take you through this scenario to help you understand it even better. This is Amir. Amir just got a new house, and he, being a very careful and wise person, he decided to reach out to his insurance company in order to insure the entire house and everything in it. Amir always takes care of his house on a daily basis until one night something unfortunate happens. Amir lost everything in the fire and was very, very devastated. After everything had happened, Amir reached out to his insurance company and filed for a claim. Within some hours, the claims was processed and the insurance company reinstated Amir back to the position he was before the incident. And that being said, I would recommend you try Noor Takaful Insurance Limited today. You might be wondering, how can I reach out to them? Well, that's easy. You can just dial our number at 080-9944-4448, or you can check us on our website at www.noortakaful.ng, and we're always available on social media at Noor Takaful NG. Can't wait to hear from Did you know that some insurance policies are compulsory by law in Nigeria where required? Take note of the following insurance policies. Number 1. Third-party motor insurance. This insurance policy requires that the motor owner covers against liabilities including bodily injuries, property damage, death, and any third-party incidences.
Right.
This includes motorcycles, commercial and private vehicles. Number 2.
Continue with proceedings of the program so that we can keep to time. We understand that a lot of you have so many other engagements for today. I've just been told that some of the guests we're expecting, especially outside Lagos, have some slight flight delays and they're already at the airport. They'll be joining us in the course of the program, so we won't delay the program because of them, but they will join us as we go on. While I was introducing dignitaries, I've just been told that we have in our midst Mr. Falade Olugbemiga Adedayo, Assistant Executive Secretary, NCRIB, representing Mr. Rotimi Edu, President of Nigerian Council of Registered Insurance Brokers. Can you please stand up for recognition? Oh, I think he's gone for breakfast. Thank you. And of course, when I was introducing dignitaries, I actually delayed the introduction of the MD to be the last. And I'm not sure is it in the room now. It's very important for me to introduce the MD, Noor Takaful, Mr. Rilwan Sumanu. Please stand up for recognition. Can you please give him a round of applause, please? Thank you very much. So, moving on, I'd like to welcome the chairman, Noor Takaful, Mr. Mukhtar Bakari, for his welcome address. Mr. Chairman, please come up stage to give your welcome address. Thank you.
The Commissioner of Insurance, represented here by Mr. Gabriel Oloba, the President, Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria, the President, Nigerian Council of Registered Insurance Brokers, Mrs. Hajara Adeola, Chairman of Lotus Bank Limited, Mr. Abubakar Suleiman, Managing Director of Sterling Bank PLC, Pastor Boju Oyemade, the Senior Pastor of the Covenant Nation, and the convener of the Platform Nigeria. The Director General, Nigeria Insurers Association, insurance brokers here present, members of the Advisory Council of Experts, Noor Takaful, fellow members of the board of Noor Takaful Insurance Limited, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press. Today, by the grace of God, we shall commence the distribution of the largest ever surplus in our industry to qualifying participants who took various general and family Takaful covers between January 1st, 2020 and December 31st, 2020. This is the fourth consecutive year that Noor Takaful Insurance Limited is distributing a surplus on our general Takaful business, and the first time we are distributing to the participants in our family Takaful schemes. This year, we have our regulator's permission to distribute 74,121,000 naira to our general Takaful participants, while our family Takaful participants will get 35,725,000, making a total of 109,846,000 naira. I thank the Commissioner of Insurance and his team at NICOM for providing the right kind of oversight required to deepen, grow, and sustain the industry. We appreciate their diligent approval processes, especially their insistence on prudence, probity, and best practice in all our activities. Just as the lockdown commenced in 2020, I remember our board coming together to contemplate a world gone belly up. Although we were apprehensive that things might never be the same again, we were also conscious of our duty to ensure the integrity and continuity of our business, such that no matter what the future had in store, we could continue to support our participants to comfortably manage their affairs. Ordinary people the world over are still reeling from the full effects of the devastation that the lockdown and its aftermath unleashed on the global and local economies. Individually and collectively, as we begin to rebuild our lives, we must recognize that we've been presented with a rare opportunity to rebuild the world as we would like it to be. It is now imperative that we build resilient communities of common interest, pooled resources, and shared values, which in which members can find some measure of protection from the uncertainties of life. On the rubble of the most recent devastation, we can now begin to build, with some confidence, new ways of creating, distributing, and preserving wealth that are more ethical and more inclusive, driven less by selfishness and greed, but more by mutual trust and collaboration. What we are doing here today is an affirmation of the efficacy of opening the doors of modern financial services to thousands of our brothers, and especially thousands of our sisters who were previously excluded for whatever reason from the formal economy, by helping them to achieve reasonable levels of financial stability in their lives and with their businesses. As a Takaful insurance company, the essence of our business is to provide our participants with tenable options which are not only consistent with their own values, but also give them support when they need help and provide material comfort and succor through timely payment of claims. I assure you, our prospective and current participants, that Noor Takaful Insurance Limited will proactively take all the necessary steps, including raising adequate capital and putting in place appropriate Takaful covenants required to cover the types of risks we carry. We have all the resources we need and the corporate governance structure in place to ensure that we continue to meet all our obligations as they fall due. It is pertinent to note that in 2021, we paid over 1.9 billion naira in claims, with a claims ratio of 22%, one of the best, if not the best, in the entire insurance industry. May I use this opportunity to appreciate the various insurance brokers for the business support you have given us over the years. I thank the alternative finance ecosystem, which continues to expand and provide ethical investment outlets for our fast-growing risk funds. We do not take our partnerships for granted at all. We give you our commitment to nurture our relationships and serve you diligently as we continue to grow our businesses together. I thank the various businesses, the different families, and the several individuals who have entrusted us with their risks. We carry that burden in good faith and with a deep sense of responsibility. And to all our stakeholders, I say to you today that we will continue to provide innovation and leadership in the Takaful insurance industry while maintaining the highest ethical and professional standards. Finally, on behalf of the management, staff, and board of directors of Noor Takaful Insurance Limited, it is with great pleasure that I thank you for honoring our invitation and welcome you to what is becoming an established tradition in our company, our annual Takaful distribution ceremony. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. May I please ask for another round of applause for Mr. Chairman? Especially on the last statement he made, that this has is becoming, but I think it has actually become a standard that this company has set, to continue to distribute surplus year in, year out. I don't know how many of us got the figures, but I learned that we're going to be distributing about 73 million for the corporate, and another 30 for individual. That's about 100 and something million in surplus. I doubt if there's any other insurance company that is doing this and can do it better. Can we please give another round of applause to Noor Takaful? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Like I said at the beginning of this program, that when we have the like of Pastor Poju Imade at a garden like this, you know that they are probably dragging him at several other events. So I understand that he has to leave. But before he leaves, we are going to give him a role to play. So he's going to come up here to give his goodwill message. And he will help us to present check to one of our surplus beneficiaries, this Sterling Bank. So Abubakar should be getting ready to come and receive check immediately after Pastor Poju's goodwill message. So Pastor, could you please step up for your goodwill message? just hope it's going to be short, because as a pastor, I know you can go on and on and on and on. You're welcome, sir.
Thanks. Good morning, all. First of all, it gives me great pleasure to be here at the fourth surplus distribution event of the Noor Takaful Insurance Limited. I also want to thank the chairman, Tabakari, for this invitation and honor to deliver a goodwill message. I have a message that I have typed out and written out here, but haven't listened to the chairman's speech. I think I'll just say a few words from my own heart. What I heard this morning is very impressive. I must commend, I have not heard of any business organization running this way before. So it is something that is commendable, and it also signifies personally to me that this organization will last for a very long time, because what destroys organizations in business is greed. And when you have a business that is running this way with deep consideration for people who have been left out of the general economy, and so you have a compassionate side to their business approach, I think we'll be having these meetings here for a very, very long time. So I'd like to congratulate the Noor Takaful Insurance Company and say that God bless you, and looking forward to more years of fruitful business endeavor. Amen.
Wow. That was very brief and impactful. I'd like to then call on the MD of Sterling Bank to please join us upstage, the chairman, Noor Takaful. Of course, Aminu, please join us upstage here so that we can present the first check to the beneficiary. I think they're going to be getting 2 checks today, but they will get the first now and they'll get a second in the course of the program. Aminu, please join us. Can we have a round of applause, please? As Sterling Bank goes home with 7,765,258 naira 63 kobo. Thank you. Congratulations, Sterling Bank. Congratulations. All right. So moving on, we're going to be having a presentation by the MD Lotus Capital, Ajara Adeola. Please, if she's around, please step up. And can we please welcome her with a round of applause?
Good morning. just please bear me for 1 second while I try to recover, as they say. All right. So, salam alaikum, peace be upon you. Good morning. The chairperson of Noor Takaful, the board of directors, management of Noor Takaful, shareholders, policyholders, distinguished guests, and well-wishers. It's a really great honor for me to be invited to witness such a remarkable event. I only wish I was also invited to share in the surplus. In the spirit of inclusion, of course. And as Pastor has said, we shouldn't be greedy, you know. But that aside, this fourth surplus distribution by Noor Takaful not only demonstrates the inclusive value proposition of non-interest finance, but the skill and dedication of the company staff, as well as the quality of the company's leadership. But what is a surplus and why is it significant? A surplus is defined as an amount of something left over when requirements have been met. In this context, it suggests that all claims have been paid, reserves have been set aside, and there is still something left over. What happens to this excess or surplus is where it gets interesting, and what is especially remarkable, as just highlighted by our pastor here. Sometimes the non-interest industry is accused of rebranding the same conventional financial products with fancy, sometimes Arabic words, and that is all a matter of semantics. This could be understandable when in many cases the products look very similar, and even scripture tells us that they say trade is like interest, like riba, but we permitted trade and we have forbidden riba. Sometimes the differences can appear subtle. I always tell people that I would not be in this industry if there was not a difference from the conventional industry that I trained in. After all, there are easier ways to make a living than to persuade people to try something new and unfamiliar. I and so many others in this industry came into it because we felt excluded from certain aspects of the financial sector. And I made it my mission to provide an alternative that includes everyone. It's therefore very, very ironic that I'm sometimes asked if this or that non-interest product or non-interest bank or takaful is only for Muslims. First of all, how do you solve the problem of exclusion by excluding others? Secondly, and more importantly, the tenets of non-interest finance should attract anyone and really does not offend anyone. It means not exploiting people. It means being fair. It means avoiding ambiguity in contracts. It means avoiding gambling, pornography, alcohol, and many other industries and businesses that are considered to be harmful to society. It also means, in the case of takaful, including your clients in the sharing of surpluses. It's quite astonishing. There are big philosophical differences between conventional insurance and takaful. Although both have the same purpose, which is to protect the policyholder from loss, there are some major differences between them. In conventional insurance, the risk is transferred from the insured to the insurer. Takaful, on the other hand, is based on shared risk. Each participant donates to a fund, and in the event of loss, the participant will receive the amount of its claim. Takaful is based on social solidarity and cooperation. It's a pact among a group of people who agree to jointly indemnify themselves of loss or damage from a fund they donate to collectively. Takaful is void of ambiguity, gambling, or interest. Furthermore, unlike conventional insurance, the participants in takaful retain an ownership interest in the fund. Contributions from the participants are later invested into halal or Sharia-compliant funds to derive investment income. In the event the fund generates a surplus, it's then shared with the participants. This creates a win-win situation for all participants. What I especially love about takaful and the event that we're here to celebrate is that without a shadow of a doubt, it clearly differentiates takaful in a way that can be understood and felt, literally in the pockets of all its customers and would-be customers. The principle is clear. We are sharing the risk of loss. We come together to cover each other. We will honor claims when made. We will invest in a compliant manner. And if we're fortunate to have a surplus, we will share it with you. This choice of alternative was not available even 10 years ago in Nigeria. It certainly was not available to me as I started my career almost 30 years ago. People often ask me what took me into this sector of Islamic finance or non-interest finance. Many years ago, as I grew more conscious about my faith, I suddenly realized I was surrounded by limitations. They were not limitations because I wasn't hardworking or I was underprivileged. Rather, they were limitations because of my environment, because my environment did not afford me the same financial liberties that were available to others because of my faith-based requirements. For instance, I wanted to own a car, but could not get a non-interest car loan. I wanted to own a house, but only interest-based mortgages were available. I had money in the bank, but could not earn interest or indeed any return. I heard adverts on the radio about investment schemes, but could not participate, even in government bonds and bills at that time. And I still watch the eye-watering dollar returns on the Eurobonds and cannot participate. I was also concerned about unforeseen events like fire, theft, and even death, but had no professional way to prepare for it beyond what was required legally. Now imagine the frustration of a young person with few avenues to pursue financial security and wealth creation. For me, and like many others like me, there was no study or statistic that at that time that would have captured us among the financially excluded, but we were excluded. Now this situation is particularly interesting because I understood the financial markets, and so financial literacy was not the issue. I lived in the city, so access to technology, banks, and investment houses was not the issue. For me and others like me, the issue was about product diversity. I have found over the years that Islamic finance is not just transformational because it offers an alternative financial model. It's not transformational because it applies new technologies or formulas to finances. Non-interest finance is transformational because it is inclusive and more ecological. I found over the years that non-interest finance is not merely synonymous with rural banking or social finance or agric finance. Rather, it's about constructing roads, bridges, hospitals, schools, water projects, airports, supporting large corporates, small enterprises, local, state, and federal governments, artisans, high net worth individuals, cooperative societies, multinationals, men, women, children, and so many other groups, communities, and projects that can be included and enabled. The world has already recognized the possibilities of this type of finance and has contributed to its rapid growth. S&P Global Ratings forecast that the over $2.2 trillion global non-interest finance industry will expand 10 to 12% this year alone. That growth is more than the economies of Kenya, Ghana, Cameroon, and Ivory Coast combined. Within this global landscape, there are over 320 Takaful operators in 72 countries. Out of this number, 5 Takaful operators are in Nigeria, working hard to extend insurance penetration across the country. This is what non-interest finance is. It's a positive force that is spreading across the globe, empowering people, enabling communities, and building cities. It is doing this under the central theme of inclusiveness by ensuring that more people participate in formal financial transactions without compromising their faith. Without it, like me, many would simply opt out. That could not be good for the economy. It's a financial model that is simple, elegant, and appealing, which emphasizes justice, fairness, and transparency in financial transactions. It is out of this principle of fairness and transparency that Takaful operators such as Noor Takaful distribute surpluses. So while we enjoy God's blessings and celebrate the dividends of our hard work, we must remember that with growth comes inevitable challenges. We must be good stewards of this fledgling industry. We must be mindful of that our market is young, so we should strive to minimize risk and maximize market confidence. We must enhance our products on innovation and at the same time offer a high level of customer service. We must monitor evolving customer and market-specific needs and be willing to engineer our products to meet them. We must expand our customer reach across various distribution channels. It should be as much about expanding the pie as competing with existing insurers. We must leverage on partnerships with each other and cooperate with our industry. We must invest in technology, and we must train new leaders to take this industry into the future. As is often quoted in our dear country, when divisiveness threatens to rear its ugly head, when we want the best service from doctors, lawyers, teachers, or pilots, we don't ask or care where they come from, what they look like, or what they believe. What we care about is if they can solve our problem and add value to us. If every time a policyholder faces a challenge, Takaful providers can respond swiftly and professionally, keeping the promise of the policy, and on top of that, can share surpluses with policyholders, people will soon stop asking the question if Takaful or non-interest finance is just for Muslims. They will simply ask where they can sign up. I would like to congratulate Noor Takaful's team on their outstanding performance. I wish the company and all of us God's blessings and eternal success. May the years ahead be blessed with even greater achievements. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, Aja Jaradiola. And can we please give another round of applause, please? So before she will leave the stage, we would like her to help present a check to one of the beneficiaries, and she's going to stay put, actually, to receive the check for Lotus Bank. We have checks, not check. So she should be joined on this stage by the chairman to present the check to Vanguard Pharmaceuticals. Representative of Vanguard Pharmaceuticals, please come up stage to receive the check for your company, your surplus for this year. Thank you. Thank you very much. Congratulations, Vanguard Pharmaceuticals. Thank you. Please hold on, Aja, so that you can receive your check. Mr. Chairman, you can please take your seat. I'd like to invite Dr. Yeside Oyetayo, Rector, CIFM. Please step forward to present check to Lotus Capital. Please come up. To be joined by Major Abubakar. Major Abubakar, please come up stage. And Mrs. Miriam, please come upstairs, please. Thank you. Mrs. Miriam Ibrahim, yes, thank you. So you have to be in the middle. You're the one. Please come up. The rector is also joining us. I think he should be here. Rector, come over here. Yes. Can we please give Lotus Capital a round of applause? Ajay Ajara should remain because you are taking another check for Lotus to be presented by NICOM President. NICOM President to be joined by the Rector. Rector, please hold on. NICOM President or his representative to please, the representative of NICOM to please step up to present this check to Lotus Capital. Thank you very much. Can I please give him a round of applause as he step up to the stage? You have to remain in the middle. Yes. You are presenting the check to her. Okay, can we have them joined by Aminu and the chairman, Noor Takaful? Please, Mr. Aminu, Vice Chairman and Chairman, please come and join Lotus Capital because they are receiving 2 checks. This is symbolic, so they need to be joined by the chairman and the vice chairman. The chairman should flag them on the right, and the vice chairman flag them on the left. Thank you very much. Congratulations, Lotus Capital. Thank you. Lotus Bank, yes. There's Lotus Capital and it's Lotus Bank, yeah. Congratulations. So you can step down and take your seat. Thank you very much. Moving on, next is the special remark by the Commissioner for Insurance, NICOM. I think his representative will have to come back to give the remarks. All right. The NICOM representative that is meant to speak here at this event is not yet here, but I would like us to move to the next program, which is the survey by Noor Takaful. The survey, Abiola. Right. When I heard survey, I thought it was going to be a physical survey, but Noor Takaful just told us that the world has evolved. And of course, if you want to partake in this survey, all you need to do is to scan the QR code on the screen to participate in the survey. So can we please bring up our phone and scan this QR code to take part in the survey? Thank you. Please bring out your phone, scan the QR code, and take part in the survey. While this is going on, I'd like to ask the Vice Chairman, Mr. Aminu Tuko, to be on standby to present some of the second set of checks to the beneficiaries. Please get ready while the survey is going on. Is there anyone that is done with the survey? Can you please signify by raise of hand? Because I understand it should be a 1 minute survey. You're done. Can we please give the fantastic ladies in front here. A round of applause. They are very fast. They deserve a cow. And I will speak to my friend. Aminu, you will get 2 big fat cows from you from the north. Thank you very much. So on that note, I'd like to invite the Vice Chairman, Noor Takaful, Mr. Aminu Tuko, to please come up to the stage to give us the surplus distribution speech. He's going to be taking us through a presentation on the surplus distribution. Please come up stage, Alhaji Aminu.
Assalamu alaikum and good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. It's a pleasure once again to have you at this 2020 surplus event being hosted today, June 21st, 2022. And again, I know we always face this question, why are we distributing 2020 in 2022? What I need to say is that we're not late, we're not delayed, we're actually on time. And I'll explain that. So, again, this is just a brief introduction about who we are. We are the pioneer Takaful operator in Nigeria, and we commenced business in January 2017. Doing both general and family Takaful, which in the conventional is the life insurance. Just like any other insurance operator, we are regulated by the National Insurance Commission and a member of the Nigerian Insurance Association. But one of the unique things about the Takaful model is we have some level or additional level of compliance, which is the Advisory Council of Experts. It's a body of Sharia and Islamic finance scholars who ensure that everything we do is permissible, is halal, and is Sharia compliant. And outside of our own space, we also present our documentation, our products, our services to the Takaful Advisory Council of the National Insurance Commission. I think I've found an easy way of making my presentation every year by depending on the previous person who spoke. And Hajara Adiola actually summarized a lot of these things that I'm about to say. And last year is the same thing that happened. During my presentation, His Royal Highness Mohammed Sanusi II also made a previous remark about Takaful, and he had summarized it. So I'll take just a little time today. So I'll talk about the two things here. What differentiates us between the insurance, conventional insurance, and the Takaful model? The number one thing basically is the kind of contract you get into. When you get into the conventional insurance, you get into a contract of buy and sell. Going to the contract of Takaful, what you're doing is a contract of donation. You've agreed to donate your contribution into a common pool of funds that belongs to every participant that has put in funds into that. So basically, what you're doing in the conventional is risk transfer. They're transferring that to the insurance company, and they're taking on, providing that indemnity by paying a premium. Under the Takaful model, what you're doing is risk sharing, mutual guarantee, everybody coming together to guarantee one another in terms of a claim. So when you transfer your money to the insurance company, the money belongs, the premium belongs to the insurance company. When you transfer or contribute money to the Takaful operator, the funds technically belong to the contributors of the fund and is paid and maintained into a participant's risk fund. For us, the Takaful operator, we are just providing a management service on behalf of the Takaful operators, and those funds remain the property of all the contributors under the Takaful model. So why are we here today? We're here to talk about surplus. So what is surplus? Surplus basically, in very simple terms, is the distribution of underwriting profit. Earlier on, the managing director of Lotus Capital had talked about what happens to the underwriting profit. Who does it belong to? So under the Takaful model, under equity and fairness, what you have is that everybody gets to enjoy from the underwriting profit. And basically, the risk fund, which involves all the contribution received from the participants, plus investment income that we have received on the portfolio, less all the claims paid. So on a regular basis, claims will be made, and this is paid from the risk fund, and including Takaful. Fortunately, we have our Takaful partners and brokers here today. We have Africa Re here today, who ensure that we have the right treaties that cover the risk that the participants have shared. Then whatever is left from that is what gives us the surplus. And this surplus is quite important because at the end of the day, we also have to keep a reserve from there. So how have we been, as an organization, been able to maintain consistently since we commenced operation? How have we been able to ensure that we've delivered in terms of surplus distribution? Number one is prudent underwriting. I think we're able to do that with the right pricing to ensure that we look at the risk, evaluate the risk, do our proper survey, and ensure we price it appropriately. And we do not just jump into every business that we see. Secondly, what we try and do is strict compliance. We've ensured that at every point in time, we're able to maintain strict compliance based on our own internal processes as well as the regulators' requirements. Number one thing that we have to do at every point in time is fund separation. Whenever we receive these contributions, we have to ensure that it is separated from the shareholders' funds, and these funds are never allowed to mix. So no matter what happens, Noor Takaful cannot pay salaries, Noor Takaful cannot pay its expenses from participants' risk fund. And once you're able to do that continuously, you would ensure that you have a healthy risk portfolio. Then, secondly or thirdly, is to ensure that we have adequate reserves at all times. So, and that's very important. So one of the things that you look at this year is how much reserves have we made from the surplus? Can we distribute all? No, we can't distribute all. We have to ensure that we maintain reserves at every point in time to protect and grow the risk fund. So the 2020 surplus, what are the figures? What are we looking at? For the first time since we commenced business, we'll be distributing surplus on not just the general Takaful, we'll be distributing surplus on the family Takaful business as well. And it involves businesses or policies taken from January 1st, 2020 to 31st December 2020. So that whole year, every policy taken in 2020. distribution of surplus is calculated after the last policy of 2020 has been taken. This is something we explain on an annual basis, because what we have to do is to ensure equity and fairness. We have to wait for all the policies taken in that particular year to expire. The last policy taken in 2020 was December 31st, 2020. And let's assume it's a one-year policy, so it will only expire on December 31st, 2021. So technically, we can only commence the calculation and valuation of the surplus on January 1st, 2022. So that is why I've said today we are not late, but we are on time in distributing the surplus. For 2020, averagely, every participant that will be receiving surplus will be getting about 16%, as against 13% of 2019, and 10% of 2018, and I think it was 9% of 2017. So what this has shown is continuously we have been able to provide higher surplus distribution to our participants. And a number of reasons, like I had clearly stated earlier on. What surplus tries to do is to provide some level of equity and fairness. So what we say at Noor Takaful is you can either have it either way, either through claim or through surplus distribution, so that one way or the other you are benefiting from your contribution that you have made into that participant's risk fund. Now, again, give to Caesar what is due to Caesar. Surplus is, we found out that surplus is taxable. So we have to deduct a 10% and remit that to the Federal Inland Revenue Service. Sorry, I'm just having a bit of a challenge with the pointer. So this graph just gives an illustration of what we have done in the last 4 years in terms of surplus distribution. For 2017, what we distributed was 12 million naira. For 2018, what we distributed 15.4 million naira. 2019, we distributed 36 million naira. And alhamdulillah, this year we're distributing 109, the highest ever by anybody in this country. And this is the summary of the General Takaful, what we have done. We've decided to show this to show the reserves that we have been putting in place to ensure that we maintain a healthy risk fund. So for this year, we're putting a reserve of 10 million naira, distributing 74 million naira on the General Takaful surplus. So over the years, in General Takaful, we have distributed 137 million naira. This 137 million naira has been distributed. We're now in the process of distributing, commencing today, 74 million naira on a pro rata basis to participants who have not made any claim in 2020. We always like to say this, it's just like an investment. We cannot guarantee what you're going to get. At the same time, we also cannot guarantee that there will be a surplus distribution on an annual basis. We just need to do our best to ensure that we grow and maintain a healthy risk fund. Now, so people are going to also ask, why haven't you distributed surplus on the family Takaful? So we had an interesting thing. We commenced business in January 2017. And unfortunately, in May 2017, we had a major claim on that portfolio. So what that meant was we had more claims to pay out than we had in the fund. Under the Takaful model, when that happens, the operator, which is the Takaful operator, Noor Takaful in this case, has to inject money into that portfolio to cover the difference. So what that shows is that despite anything happening, if you have a policy with Noor Takaful, even if the risk fund is in deficit, the operator steps in and provides what we call a card al-Hassan. A card al-Hassan is benevolent lending, which means that an interest-free lending paid into the portfolio of the risk fund, and that portfolio would only pay back to the operator when it's able to. So it can continue on for 5 years, 10 years. So that is what happened with the family Takaful that were unable to distribute surplus the first few years. And alhamdulillah, around April 2019, the card was repaid. We grew the risk fund once again, and 2020, we're able to distribute surplus on the family Takaful. And we believe that we have sustained that. We were able to sustain it and grow this fund and distribute it, inshallah, next year. Sorry. So, just to summarize, with Noor Takaful, you either have it one way or the other, either through claims and surplus. And I think in the short period of time that we have been in business, we have been able to ensure that we meet our claims obligation on a very timely basis. We try to exceed expectations at every point in time. We ensure that the moment you sign the discharge voucher, no matter the amount, we're able to pay your claim within 48 hours. What we try to do is actually to do that within 24 hours. But we've been able to do that, and again, because we've been able to maintain a healthy risk fund. So in conclusion, it's just to say thank you to everybody who has supported us, particularly our regulator. Our regulator is here. Our regulator has provided guidance. Our regulator has provided support and understanding. We go back and forth with them. Yes, of course, being a regulator, they will come in tough, but we're able to withstand them and respond to them adequately. And they keep on, the good thing about the regulator is that they keep on listening to us and we get back to them. Sorry. Then, being an insurance company, we need to thank our association, Nigerian Insurance Association. Fortunately, the Director General is here, Mrs. Ilori. Thank you very, very much, Madam, for all the support you have given us over the years. We know the number of battles you have fought. On behalf of the Takaful operators and Noor Takaful, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. You cannot play in the insurance industry without the brokers. The brokers are your partners. The brokers are your clients. A number of them are here. I understand the president of SAIB are also here. So we also like to say thank you to them. We really appreciate you, and we'll continue to exceed your expectation as we go along. Obviously, we cannot do much without our participants. So thank you to our participants here. Thank you to our participants who have joined us virtually. Finally, Mrs. Hajara Adiola spoke, and one of the reasons why we invited her here today is because she's been a pioneer in the non-interest or Islamic finance window. And the strength for us at Takaful has been the support we have received from the non-interest operators. So we'd like to thank all those who play in that industry. We'd like to thank the people playing in this industry, our partners, Jais Takaful, Salam Takaful, Hilal Takaful. We cannot operate alone. Sometimes we have to carry on risks that are much larger than ours, so we have to share this risk with our other Takaful operators. We have to share risks sometimes outside of the Takaful window. So without them, we would not be this strong. So we'd like to thank everybody, the major players in the capital market operation, Lotus Capital, Trust Bank, Marble Capital, of course, the banks. Sterling Alternative Finance has been of big support to us. Jais Takaful, Jais Bank, Lotus Bank, Taj Bank, so SunTrust Bank, and a number of other prayers. So thank you very much. We hope to see you again next year. Noor Takaful will continue to maintain a leading, consistent, and unparalleled service to the industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I mean, I think you should just remain on the podium. Can we please give him another round of applause? And I'll explain why I asked for that. You know, I've worked with clients and I see people who live their brand. One thing very instructive working with Aminu is Aminu will always make you know that the money in Takaful is actually money in trust. And as such, if they can spend 20 naira instead of 100 naira, you would rather spend that 20 naira and ensure that the people who have entrusted the company with the money will get 80 naira. And I think that is the spirit for a company that actually live the brand. Can we please give Aminu and Noor Takaful another round of applause? So Aminu will stay here while we present the next set of checks. And he will be joined by some eminent personalities to present the checks. So I'd like to call on representative of Crescent School to please come up stage to receive their check. And Aminu will be joined by the managing director, Mr. Rilwan Sumanu. Please join us up stage for this presentation. And we'll also be joined by the representative of CIIN. Representative of CIIN, please come up stage to join us to present this check to Crescent Schools. CIIN, please. Do we have CIIN in the building? Okay, then the beneficiary, Crescent Schools. Okay, can somebody receive on their behalf? Ajia Amina, can you please receive this check on their behalf, please? Ajia Ibrahim, please. Can you please receive this check on their behalf? Thank you. We will not return that check. Somebody must receive it for them. Thank you very much. Let the representative of Petaloid Express Technologies Associate Limited be getting ready. You're next in line to receive your bonus. Thank you very much. Do we have the representative of Petaloid Express Technic Associate here? Please step forward. Thank you. Thank you very much. Congratulations to Crescent School. Petaloid, Aminu will be joined by Mr. Ismail Zakari to present this check. Thank you. The MD, you can still join them, please. Mr. Zakari is joining us to present the check. Right. Can we please give them a round of applause? And the next in line to get a bonus here this morning is Sterling Bank Pay with Spectre. And this will be presented by the chairman, Aminu, and Mrs. Miriam Ibrahim. Please, three of them will present to Sterling Bank Pay with Spectre. So who is receiving? Okay, receiving on behalf of Sterling Bank Pay with Spectre is Mrs. Busola Awosile. Please step up and receive your check. Thank you. Chairman, please wait behind because you're going to be presenting a check to Jais Bank. Representative of Jais Bank, to please step forward. Jais Bank. Okay, can we move on to Inverness Wealth Management? Mr. Chairman, please hold on. Inverness Wealth Management. Can we have the chairman joined by Mr. Ismaila Zakari to present this as well? Thank you. Mr. Ismaila Zakari, please come. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. The other time we told you to participate in a survey, I've been told that only a few people participated, so we're going to have to repeat that exercise. And let me please put on note that, you know, the military blood in my veins is telling me that you will not live here if you don't participate in the survey. This is a very serious matter. So we're going to be displaying on the screen again the QR code. So we are appealing to you. Please scan and participate. And for those of you joining us virtually on Zoom, the link for the the QR code is actually available on the Zoom link. Please click and fill the survey. It will be a pleasure to get feedback from you. Please, if you're done doing it, I have some special gifts. Just raise up your hand. You will pay me $100. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'll give us 2 minutes to do this quickly while we continue with the program, and also be mindful of the time to ensure that you can all go about your businesses after this event. Thank you. Percent participation in this survey. If I can get a table or two where we have 100% participation, those two tables will get some special reward from me. If you can tell that all the 6, 7, 8 persons on your table are participating in the survey. No table like that. Okay, I can see some people are actually busy filling the survey. So as we continue with the survey, I'd like to quickly invite some very important dignitaries to the stage to please give their remarks. I'll be starting with the Director General, Nigerian Insurance Association, Mrs. Jetunde Ilori. Please come up stage to give your remarks. Mrs. Jetunde Ilori, can you please give her a round of applause?
The chairman of Noor Takaful, the other board members here present, the vice chairman, MD, and other eminent personalities, whether as sponsors or supporters or even claimants. Good afternoon. Good morning. I think I count it a great opportunity today to be here. First of all, to congratulate the company because you have done it again. And I'm not just doing it. I did not do any calculation to know by what multiples you are distributing this year. But it's my pleasure on behalf of the entire insurance industry to congratulate the company. By the time you announce the sum you are distributing this year, you know, everybody celebrated you. And I think that's an achievement for the insurance industry. It's a sign of living up to expectation. And we wish you the very best. We know next year will not be an exception, but will also be an exceptional year where you'll have made more money. I mean, to having enough to keep as reserve and also to distribute as surplus. I know last year when we came here, we talked about increasing your capital so that you will not be a low or a small player within the industry. I know that has been done in that you have moved up. You are expected to do a lot better, and we can only wish you the very best. Thanks to everyone that has patronized them. Thanks for believing in insurance. Thanks to the company, and congratulations to everyone.
Thank you very much. I think we should keep the applause going while she takes her seat. Thank you very much. I also like to invite to the podium the Rector CIFM, Dr. Yesterday Retail, for our remarks, please. I know you've been here a couple of times to present checks, but this is time for you to speak to us. We'd like to hear from you. Can we please give her a round of applause?
Good morning, everybody. I would like to stand on existing protocol. It's always a pleasure to join Noor Takaful at this surplus event. Like the DG of NIA said, it's a testimony to the fact that insurance does work. Our processes. At the college, we are always proud to cite Noor Takaful as one of the companies that provide alternative to traditional insurance policies. And each time I come here, it reinforces my belief and my commitment to continue to spread the news about the fact that insurance does work in Nigeria. I also want to acknowledge the the kind gesture that Noor Takaful had extended to us at the college, train some of the students in Takaful Insurance. We're going to take them up once our session begins. And all I can say is good luck and for keeping the faith in insurance. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, man. So, as we are aware that we're all this morning for surplus distribution, and so we should not get tired of us presenting checks to beneficiaries. And as such, we're going to go on with the last batch of presentations this morning. We'll be presenting the next check to Ansarudeen Society of Nigeria to be presented by Professor Tajuddin Yusuf, a new professor. Please come up stage. And can I have representative of Ansarudeen Society of Nigeria, please? Representative of Ansarudeen, please step forward for your check. Do we have representative of Ansarudeen here? Otherwise, I'm going to appoint somebody to receive on behalf of Ansarudeen because we are all Ansarudeen members. Can I have you? Okay, you want to get this? Can we please give her a round of applause? Why she's getting her check? CityServe. CityServe is getting checks every year. Where's that man? He's not here this year. They get checks every year. They need to tell us what they do to get this. Thank you very much. Can we please have the DG of NIA upstage to present the check to CityServe? And let's have CityServe representative to come and collect their surplus check. CityServe. Anyone from CityServe? There's nobody from CityServe. I will take the check on their behalf. And I will take the money. Okay, the MD is going to receive on behalf of CityServe. Okay, great. But when we are done, please pass the check. Those guys have taken enough checks. Can you please give CityServe a round for being participants that is currently receiving bonus every year, surplus every year. Thank you. May I please crave the indulgence of the chairman to please come up stage to present the next check to Taj Bank. The next bank, and there's no other person befitting of presenting this check to this. Thank you very much for stepping forward to receive on the behalf. Rema, please bring it. Thank you very much. Can you please hold, the two of you, please hold on to present the next check to Wasiu Adegbite. Do we have Mr. Wasiu Adegbite in our midst this morning? Please step forward. Wasiu Adegbite, I think she's going to have to receive the check on his behalf. Okay, please. Thank you, Mr. Ismail. Thank you. Then after this, we have another check for Federal Polytechnic Ilaro. Do we have a representative of Federal Polytechnic Ilaro in the hall? Federal Polytechnic Ilaro. Thank you. Just hold on. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. No, you can please take your seat. May I invite to the podium to make this presentation to Federal Polytechnic Ilaro, Mr. Ismail Zakari. Please come forward to make this presentation. Mr. Zakari, please come and help us to make this presentation to Federal Polytechnic Ilaro. Congratulations. Thank you very much. All right, so this is the point where we get to hear from our participants, our customers. So I would like you to please signify by raise of hand if you have comments, feedback, remark, good message as customers, participants of Noor Takaful. Please raise up your hand. Is that a show of hand? Or was it waving? Anyone? You want to tell us your experience with this great company, Noor Takaful? I miss this 67 man. He's always here to give such remarks. And I did give my own last year. So I'm looking forward to. Okay. I've been asked to invite to the podium Mrs. Bola Aziz to come and give a minute of remarks on our relationship with the company. Mrs. Bola Aziz, please. Thank you very much. Can you please give her a round of applause? And I'm looking forward to many of us also stepping up after her, because some people always wait for somebody to take the lead. So she's coming up now. Let's see how many people will come up to say one or two things about the company. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Please allow me to stand on existing protocols. First and foremost, my name is Dr. Bola Aziz. And it's been quite a while that I've been in the insurance business. But this has been a regular affair from inception that they started giving bonus or surplus. I tried to compare which insurance company among the Takaful industry, insurance companies, will fulfill their promise. In business, as a broker, we strongly believe that live your promise. And that is what Noor Takaful is noted for. Before a broker will become a partner, serious partner with an insurance company, it means they are fulfilling their promises in terms of claims, in terms of what they promise they are going to do, which surplus is one of it. Once a claim is paid, a broker can move. Sky is the beginning. And that is what has brought our relationship so far. I must commend the staff of Noor Takaful for their efficient, dynamic, and prompt to any demand. And you are just starting. The surplus is ×2. Be rest assured, 2023, we are anxiously waiting for ×10. It will interest you to know that I enjoyed their service to the point that there was a claim that we had that happened to be an account of a Christian. And when he saw Noor, he said, that Noor is like Islam. I said, yeah, they are win-win company. You win, they win. They will take risk premium. He said, are you sure they will pay? So fortunately enough, there was a claim of a truck, which is 16 million. And as Mr. Aminu said, behold, within 48 hours, when the loss adjuster submitted the report, the claim was paid. And the client called me. He said, I saw one figure, 16 million. Are you sure is that company? I said, what name paid it? He said, let me check again. He now called back. He said, it's Noor Takaful. Ladies and gentlemen, can you help me give them a good round of applause? That was a fantastic experience. And I called my underwriter. I said, you know what? Once all my cars are due, please move it to Noor Takaful. Today, Noor Takaful is synonymous with first adequate benefit insurance brokers. Right on. Sky is the beginning. See you when you get there. You are going to the top. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Assis. Can we please give her a better round of applause? And I'd like to inform those who are joining us on Zoom that you can actually drop your messages on the message box. I have some which I'm going to read out. One Azan wrote, another great day for the Takaful industry. The annual surplus declaration is a central pillar of the Takaful model, a key differentiator. Thank you, Noor Takaful, for living up to the promise, and very many to honor. Another person wrote, I'm not a participant, I'm more of an observer, though I'm invited by the MD as a friend. I'm impressed with what I've seen. It is truly a beautiful concept. Another person wrote, excellent event, keep it up. Can we please give them a round of applause? While we wait for other participants to step up to give their remarks, I've been told to invite most honorably the representative of NCRIB, Mr. Olugbenga Falade. I think he's actually the Secretary General of the Council, to please step forward for his own remarks. Mr. Falade, please. Can you please give a round of applause? And for daring to wear a bow tie like me, we deserve another round of applause.
All protocols duly observed. I'm Falade Olugbenga Adidayo. I'm standing in for my president, Mr. Rotimi Edu MNI, who is unavoidably absent. Today is our board meeting, and he has to superintend over the meeting. I must congratulate Noor Takaful for this great achievement. It is no small feat for this great leap from 12 million in 2017 to 109 million in 2020. I think they deserve a huge round of applause. Noor Takaful will continue to grow because it is one that puts smiles on the face of the insuring public. Anywhere you put your money and you are sharing profit, I'm sure people will always rush there. It is beginning, and I'm not a prophet, but I know that in the next few years, 3-4 years, the profit or the participation from the insurance public will times 10 of what we have today. Once again, I congratulate Noor Takaful. More grease to your elbow. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Falade. I've also been told that I skipped inviting the representative of Sterling Bank to speak, to give their remarks. And I sincerely apologize. So now that I'd like to invite the representative of Sterling Bank to please step up and give your remarks. Thank you very much. Apologies once again.
Thank you. All protocols duly observed. We appreciate the Noor Takaful team, and we congratulate them for this special occasion of their contribution. Okay, Sterling Bank started a relationship with Noor Takaful in 2019, and since then it's been a very pleasant experience. They played their claims as and when due, and the engagement has been a very smooth one. We've had difficult experience time past and some other times, But when we actually had business with Noor Takaful, it's been a very pleasant one. And the business will grow better than it is now. We believe by next year it will be in the realm of 500 million that we'll be sharing. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
From Mr. Faladay to the Sterling Bank man, the only thing I heard you saying is Noor ala Noor. And I think it's only a few people that understand what I've just said, like Professor Yusuf. You know, it's a prayer for Noor Takaful. Noor ala Noor, inshallah. So, on this note, we'll go to interactive section, question and answers, especially for the gentlemen of the press in our midst. Should you have questions, please signify by raising up your hands so that we can take the questions and everyone here can benefit from it. Gentlemen of the press, questions? Comments? Can we please have our hands up if you have questions? All right, one. This is where I will need Aminu. Mr. Aminu Tuko, please, you need to come up today so that you can take some of these questions and provide answers. And of course, Mr. Rilwan too.
Good afternoon. My name is it afternoon? Anyway, good afternoon. My name is Zaka Khalif. I write for Leadership Newspaper. I was at the last year surplus, and this year seems to have been, at every year, it seems the thing is becoming bigger. And I feel that this is a good beginning for Islamic finance, you know, insurance. I believe that you are doing well, like one skit comedian will say, you are doing well. But my question is, are you looking at expanding your operations, you know, by going public? Going public, I mean, is that probably listing on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, or trying to expand your horizon, because I believe that things that you are doing is a good development, and you know, with better coverage, at least more Nigerians should be able to benefit from such kind of this initiative. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're looking at expanding, definitely. We're in the process of doing some expansion. As we speak at the moment, we are raising additional capital. We have discussed the issue of going public, but for the moment, that decision will take, to make that final decision will take a bit of more time. I think we have to understand that going public is not just because you're doing quite well. You have to put a lot of things in place. Otherwise, you go in there, and at the end of the day, you will not be able to provide positive returns to your shareholders. So let's get it right. Let's do it properly. Let's do it in a timely and the right fashion. And at the right time, we will come to the market. Thank you.
Okay. My name is Abdul Fattah Engineer. First of all, I want to say a very big congratulations to the company. I can see in reality that you've done very amazingly. I am actually new because I've never experienced this. This is my very first time. I'm a participant. I insured with the company, but this is like the very first time I'll be experiencing the surplus distribution. What I want to say is that I think the exposure that the company has is not very huge, because for example, I for one, I was introduced by a mentor of mine in Abuja when I wanted to, I was looking for an insurance company to insure my car, and then he recommended Noor Takaful. I've never had it before, but because I believed in him, that was how I took it up, and alhamdulillah, today is a very wonderful experience. Then I have a question that I want to ask is, do you also do health insurance, like HMOs? All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you so
me start from the first question, which has to do with awareness. I would want to speak generally concerning the Takaful model itself. We are very fortunate recently to have a very engaging regulator who has led us as far as the issue of public awareness is concerned. I say to you, as of today, we have a Takaful committee that has been organized, and that includes all Takaful operators in Nigeria. What we are looking at is there's need for us to push the Takaful model into the market more. More awareness has to be done, and it's something that we are really going to get so much involved in going forward. You are going to see a whole lot of advertisement very soon. I can promise you that. On the part of Noor Takaful, we also know concerning the feats we've been able to achieve in recent times that there's need for us to put our names rather, in the minds of people out there. And that is what we are going to do very soon. I can promise you very soon you start hearing a lot about Noor Takaful. Thank you so much. Then I think, yes, on the issue of health insurance, no, for now, we are not doing health insurance. But just like I said, with the same issue of public awareness, I can promise you very soon it's another avenue we are also looking at. But just keep your fingers crossed. You should be able to hear from us concerning that as well. Thank you so much.
Okay. Good afternoon, sir. My name is Shola Oguni. I work for Finite Risk Advisors. I want to ask a question based on what Mr. Aminu said when he was making presentation. He said Court Al-Azan is triggered when there is a deficit so that there will be benefit lending. So I want to ask the question, will you pay back to that trigger of deficit, maybe pay back that call Azan before you declare a surplus? As in, let's say there's a deficit in year 1, then up to year 2 or year 3, you've not covered. Will you pay back that deficit before you declare surplus? That's question 1. Question 2, if I participated in year 1, for instance, and I exited after 2nd year or 3rd year, and there was no surplus during those periods, and you mentioned that your declaration of surplus is cumulative. If I exited after the 3rd year, for instance, I'm not buying policy again. When you declare surplus, will I be paid, for instance, even though I'm not participating in the current period? Will I get paid? Then the last 2 is, do you do cyber insurance and agric insurance? Thank you very much.
Before you respond, I'd like to say that Mr. Shola is an insurance practitioner. Beyond answering the question here, you need to grab him. I think we need to do some things with him. I know him very well. Thank you, Shola.
All right, Mr. Shola, thank you very much. So we at the moment, let me start from the end. We started providing agric Takaful insurance in April this year. At the moment, we're reviewing our cyber insurance. We're in discussions with our Takaful, and I believe very soon, in fact, I saw some emails flying a few hours ago with our Takaful. We see the need. A lot of things are coming up with the fintechs, with the banks. They've all come to us and said, what are these solutions that we can provide? So I believe in any moment from now, we will make some announcements regarding cyber insurance. It's just that it's something we need to understand before we commence it. It's not just to provide a service. We also have to ensure that we understand what we're going into and to protect the risk fund at every point in time. Regarding you've not earned a surplus in a particular year, can you get surplus 2-3 years later? No. Surplus is not cumulative, just to correct that. Surplus ends at the end of that particular year. Because like I stated in my presentation, what we're doing is providing or distributing underwriting profit. Underwriting profit is limited for a period of time, in this case, 1 year. So if you do not earn profit, if you do not make profit in that particular year, we will not be able to distribute. Similarly to what we have done with the family Takaful, that we have not distributed surplus since 2017. We're only distributing surplus for the year 2020. That is why in my presentation I'd also put there in red that surplus is not guaranteed. We try and make that very clear. And while it's a marketing tool, we also try not to market it at the same time. We try and tell our colleagues, look, do not go there and guarantee surplus because you do not have control over that surplus. So I think I've answered the last two questions. On the first question, yes, when we triggered the surplus in May 2017, we were unable to distribute surplus for 2 years until the fund became healthy. The fund only became healthier enough to distribute, to repay that Qard Al Hassan in May 2019. And that is why we wanted the fund to stabilize in 2019. We did have very little underwriting surplus. We discussed it at management, we presented it to the board, and we felt, why don't we have ample reserve before we distribute that? So that is what triggers, once we know what triggers it, we pay back the Qard Al Hassan before we distribute any surplus. It's interesting you brought this. Yesterday we had our ACE meeting, Advisory Council of Experts, and our ACE chairman, Dr. Ashraf, who is a Malaysian, actually brought some perspectives into this. He says in some jurisdictions it's practiced differently. Takaful is new in Nigeria, so we're all learning, we're all improving on it. And one of the reasons why we had that discussion yesterday was because of some discussions we had had with the regulator regarding distribution of deficit, what to be done. So I think as we go along, as our risk fund becomes bigger, we'll be able to be more dynamic. But for the time being, we have to treat it in a very cautious manner. Thank you.
Another comment, question, and that will be a wrap. Thank you.
Good afternoon. The chairman, members of the board of Takaful, Noor Takaful, the management, I want to congratulate you on your successes so far. And for today's event of surplus distribution, my name is Kola Ahmed. I must say that, I must confess that we have not been doing much with Noor Takaful, but we thought I've seen this here this morning. I mean, it's a very colorful event and highly stimulating. I want to promise you, going forward, that my company, Carbon Insurance Brokers Limited, will patronize Noor Takaful more going forward. Once again, I congratulate you.
Thank you very much, sir. I think that will be all on questions. I'll just call a few people to give the goodwill message, and I wouldn't mind actually passing the microphone to them to do where they're seated, starting with Professor Tajuddin Yusuf. I think I've taken him off his seat so much today, so I'll just pass the microphone to you, Prof.
Thank you very much. It's indeed a very stimulating event. And what I would like to add to this is that in the area of financial inclusion, today, insurance being a sold product, Nigeria as a country still has a long way to go, because about less than 10% of Nigerians are insured. And the insurance industry is contributing less than 1% to the GDP. So that is why all hands must be on deck to ensure that we continue to grow bigger and bigger. And that is why the contribution of the Takaful subsector is very germane germane in the sense that we solve the problem of awareness. Most people are still not aware about the benefits inherent in insurance. Or we cannot overlook the problem of socio-cultural factors. So when you ask people, come and patronize and have your insurance, they think you are wishing them bad luck. That is still a challenge. You want to sell insurance to some people, they say, God forbid. Are you wishing me bad? Do you want me to die? Take care of your properties and ensure that they are insured. People look at you once again. So, but with the coming in of Takaful, it provides, like had been said today, is a win-win solution. You are not just paying premium. Because what most people will tell you is that, I've been paying premium. Why, when am I going to, and I've not made any claim, when am I going to recoup all the premiums that I've been paying? But one thing you must know is that you are contributing into a pool. And if you have not suffered any claim, several other people in that same pool have suffered. You may not be aware. So, and the good thing that Takaful adds into this is that if you don't make any claim, you stand the possibility of receiving surplus, like we are doing here today. So I want to congratulate Noor Takaful for this event. Secondly, I also want to say that there is need for the Takaful players, about 5 of you now, the need for them to come together to drive the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prof. The chairman of Akash Insurance Brokers, Tosin Akoni Shole. Please, Shole. Okay, please, where are you? Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, okay.
But if you want to come up stage,
no, that's fine. No, that's fine. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Sorry, good afternoon. We are now. All protocols duly observed. First of all, I would like to say thank you to Noor Takaful because it's given us a different perspective into how insurance can be done. In terms of my clients, and I know it's a pool and I know it's contribution. When I mention Noor Takaful, I tell them, look, if you try to bring your claims a bit down and maybe we could earn from it. It's not a guarantee, but it's a possibility that we can earn from it. I would like to say I've worked with Noor Takaful from pretty much inception, and I have also benefited from the contributions to anybody. You can speak to anybody. Hopefully.
Thank you very much. Please, Adeyemo, can you please?
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to sit on the existing protocol. And with regards to Noor Takaful, first of all, to introduce myself, I'm the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of Apricot Investments Limited. And we go a long way with Noor Takaful from inception to date. We've had a lot of dealings with them. So to go backwards, we've done a lot of projects with them. We've done so many things with them. And I recall one of my former MD that I worked with once said this to me, that there are times in life when you see your friends or colleagues out of nowhere, they strike gold or they hammer on a project or a contract, and you just go like, wow, this guy has actually done it. Not knowing that possibly, most likely, that project had been ongoing for a number of years. So that's basically what we're seeing over here, because I know from inception what Noor Takaful had been doing. the hard work they've put in it, and I know there are quite a number of things that we have done together, which we're planning to do in the future. In fact, one of the key things we're doing, we're actually looking at quite a number of projects going forward. A gentleman once asked a question on health insurance and other areas, which I know they're working on, which we are also interested. So we're actually partners in quite a number of projects that we're trying to push out with Noor Takaful. Why is that? Because the gentleman over there just said it. They're very responsive. Hands-on, there are policies that you reach out to them within hours. And I'm being very frank, within hours, and they're able to come up with these policies. So yes, a lot of us are saying that they don't know Noor Takaful, but I think now the time has come where they're actually coming to the limelight, and I just want to say that it's been a very good relationship having the partnership with them. We're in a strong partnership, and I also like to say a big well done to the board. I know how much you've put in it, sirs, and madam, and I know the sky is the limit, and I want to say thank you to them, and I want to say thank you to you all for being here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I've just been told that the man I was talking about the other time, the serial winner, who is always getting surplus every year, is in our midst. But I'm trying very hard to locate him. Dr. Jubril Saudin, wherever you are, please show. I've actually received your check on your behalf, and I was going to collect the money. But if you want to collect your check, I can, graciously release it. Please come over and let me call on chairman to represent your check. This man has been collecting surplus year in, year out since the inception of surplus distribution. Can you please give him a round of applause? And I know you won't miss this event for anything. I said it at the beginning, and here he comes. So, Mr. Chairman, our customer is here. Let me also call on Aminu to join us for this presentation. Aminu, please join us. Let's present this check to Dr. Salahuddin. Please bring the check. Congratulations, congratulations. I'll give him the mic to speak for 1 minute because actually our unofficial brand ambassador. So I'll give him the microphone to speak for 1 minute about his experience with the company so far.
Thank you very much, and I apologize sincerely for coming late. It's not something I wish to do, but it's just that I had to do that this morning. I thank you all for coming around, and I'm happy that, again, I'm taking another check again this year. And I'm going to take next year and the year after and the year after. It's just that the number will continue to go up as far as I'm concerned. Noor Takaful has been wonderful. And this different year share different experience. During the Eid this year, I was out of Lagos and my driver had to go out with my car. And in the process, he had an accident. And so he called me, said, I had an accident. I said, don't worry, just call Noor Takaful. That's all I said to him. I said, don't worry, just call Noor Takaful. He said, no, we're struggling this. I said, don't struggle with anybody, just leave them. Just call Noor Takaful and report the detail to them. And that was it. So when I was coming back into the country, I just called him. I said, use the car, come and pick me. And my wife said, are you sure? I said, no, Noor Takaful will have fixed it. And behold, it was the same car. They just brought it to the airport and picked me up, and the car has been fixed. So you can see a company that got your back. Okay? A company that got your back, and they're always there to make sure that everything goes well for you. And that's the kind of things we're talking about, being very responsive. Today, looking at the industry, working with people like Professor Tajuddin and others, Brother Abdurrashid Babalola, I'm not sure he's here, we're developing Takaful ambassadors across Lagos. That's what we're doing. Because it's very important for us. It's very important for us to actually go out there and say, this is Takaful, we need to do it. Another thing that I want to just piggyback here on what Professor Tajudeen has said is this. You know, early in my career, I was a salesperson. I still try to sell today. Yeah, but what's interesting at that time is that we had this collaboration to compete principle in the milk industry. I used to be the national sales manager of Cowbell. So we came together and said, all milk company, how do we deepen milk consumption? So we all came together and we had a promotion that is called Show Me Your Monstach. Okay? So what basically you do is you mix a glass of milk, you take some and you leave some on your monstach. And so it's there. And we use it to deepen milk consumption in Nigeria. I think we could do something coming together, all the Takaful company, to deepen Takaful. May God help us. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tajudeen. And on that note, because I know our time is fast spent, and we make a promise not to take too much of our time, and I can promise that after now we go for lunch and we can go to our various destinations. But before we do, I'd like to call on the MD, Mr. Ruwan Sumanu, to come and give his vote of thanks, after which we're going to have a closing prayer that will be said by Malam Mustafa Abiodun. Please get ready for the closing dua. Thank you.
Thank you. It is with great pleasure that I, on behalf of the board, management, and staff of Noor Takaful Insurance Limited, extend a vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. It is another day for us at Noor Takaful to keep our promise to our participants. I would like to express, sir, we appreciate your presence, as well as the Commission's guidance and support. I also extend my thanks to Pastor Boju Oyemade, who also graced this occasion earlier today. We are extremely thankful to the ever supportive Director General of Nigeria Insurance Association, in person of Mrs. Yetunde Ilori. Madam, we are grateful for your presence again this year. Mrs. Abimbola Tiamiyu, the DG of Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria, I guess she's not here present, but we'll always appreciate her as well for her support. And also to Dr. Mrs. Yeshide Oyetayo, Rector, College of Insurance Institute and Finance Management. Thank you so much for your presence, madam. And I would also like to thank Ajia Ajara Adeola for the inciting presentation that she did earlier. You were able to enumerate to us the tenets of non-interest finance. Thank you so much, madam. And also, we owe Mr. Abubakar Sulaiman a special vote of thanks for always being in support of our brand. Professor Tajudeen Yusuf, we thank you, sir, for your presence. Also, I would like to use this opportunity to say a big thank you to Dr. Jubrin Salahuddin. We'll forever appreciate you. Noor Takaful would appreciate you. And the Takaful industry itself always appreciate you. Thank you so much, sir. And to the esteemed managing directors and CEOs of various insurance broking outfits here today, I want to appreciate you for gracing our occasion and say thank you for supporting us. For our guests who have joined us virtually, we appreciate your presence. I take this opportunity to also extend our most sincere thanks to the chairman and board of directors of Noor Takaful Insurance. I say to you, thank you for investing in us and believing in us. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation also for the team of Noax Arc Communication and Indigo for their immense partnership in putting together yet another successful event. Thank you so much, Mr. Bolaji and the team. And we express our sincere thanks
to the media persons, both print and electronics, for giving an excellent coverage to our event. Well, ladies and gentlemen, an event like this cannot happen overnight. It requires planning and a bird's eye for details. Abiola Thompson and the team, I salute you guys for your dedication towards the success of this event. For an event of this magnitude, we might have inadvertently missed out some names. It is not intended to diminish or overlook your useful contributions, which we appreciate immensely. I say for all that have graced this occasion today, may the Almighty Allah bless each and every one of you and grant you all journey mercy back to your various destinations. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And I'd like to invite the podium, the person to give us the closing dua. Madam Mustafa Abiodun, please come forward. Thank you.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. We thank Almighty God for making today's occasion a success. We started in His name, and by His grace, we are closing this year's edition. We pray that He will continue to be with us at Noor Takaful. He will continue to be with all our regulators, and He will continue to be with all the participants as well. May He continue to guide us and bless all of us in all our endeavors. Al-Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdina sirata al-mustaqim. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And on this note, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention. Lunch is going to be served in 5 minutes. We're going to go table by table. My able ushers are here. They will lead us to have lunch, and I wish you all the best and journey message back to your destinations. Thank you very much. God bless you.
The employee or beneficiaries in case of injury, disease, disability, or death arising from work. Number 3, group life insurance. It is mandatory for every employer with more than 5 staff to purchase